the clear answer is the last two projects we did out here, and the acceptance that we've seen from the folks who live here went from non-acceptance to they smile when they see us, and you can't see God any more than that.
I've seen God at work in the way that He's provided workers and the way that He's provided resources for this project. From the very beginning, there were a lot of us, myself included, who doubted whether or not there would be enough people to make this project successful, whether we would have enough money, whether we would have enough resources. And every single time I was out here, God abundantly provided people who were joyful to give of their time and of their talent and of their effort, as well as the resources and the materials for the project. And so each time I was blown away.
God been at work in this project. I think the Lord has been at work in this project in 1,000 different ways. But foremost and paramount, I think, is the fact that the resident is pleased, she's joyful, she's looking to the Lord in gracious thankfulness. She's loving the Lord for the love being shown to her. And I really think this is an expression of a lot of people's love.
Just bringing everybody together, like united, like one big happy family, I guess. It's like, you want to say something?
Just working in a group with everyone, and we all share this common belief, and we're all doing it for the same reason. Seeing a pretty active role there.
It's very rewarding.
How the high schoolers have volunteered and just given their time that they could be doing stuff that they enjoy doing. Not that they don't enjoy helping, but that they could do something that's one of their higher preferences, but they decide to help someone in need instead of worrying only about themselves.
I think the way that I see God working is mostly it's in the different people that have joined us, having been a part of many of these projects. The faces typically are the same, but in this project I've seen a lot more from other, churches or organizations, and especially youth coming out and helping. And I guess I like to see that it's not just our organization, but it is, I guess, reaching out into the community, and others do want to get involved. And so I see God basically spreading out and affecting others.
I made new friends, and the house has been built so fast with God helping us. By the kids running around and me making new friends and learning their abilities and disabilities, and just like finding all the cute little dogs that we play with every time, and painting and getting paint all over our clothes and skin. I just see God in that.
And I think what I've seen over the months of this project is that this is the place where real faith is being learned and developed. And even just this morning on this project, I saw someone pray out loud on behalf of the group that I think in 7 years I may have never heard prayed before. And so you can just see that as people are living in relationship and connecting to the community and forming relationships with the homeowner and the neighbors here, that it's giving them a place to live out their faith. And I think as I've reflected on this, I think that God looks at this work not because it's just about building a house. I think God smiles when we help someone who needs a house, but I think God smiles at this because this is whole faith lived out. It's real people engaging, saying, I'm going to put others first and live that way. And the whole thing is just an incredible, powerful demonstration of God's presence in our midst.
Seeing God working through Miss Sandra, she just talked to me, and while I was doing some work, and we had a little conversation, so that was fun for me while I worked.
I saw God working through good people.
Whenever a lot of people come out here, even though they don't have to.
Yeah. I've seen it through the boys. They usually like to goof around and everything, but when they come out here, they're serious and they get the job done.
I had 2 grade Madeline.
Work here is really through the youth and through the children. He's been putting a lot of focus in my heart on the next generation. I think he's been at work there because it's giving us some inspiration and courage that generation that's behind us while society generally just looks beyond them, it makes me feel that God's at work here. So he's brought a lot of the youth from the high schools, the local junior high kids, even the neighborhood kids in Miss Sandra's neighborhood here have all come together here, and it's just just God's playground, and he's using all the strength of these young men and women with the guidance of the adults here on this project. God's just showing us how that next generation behind us is very important, and it encourages me just to see the willingness and just their growth, and just to see the adults in front of them. You know, just the amount of respect that's going both ways, and I think that's where I've seen it most.
And I think for me, I've seen God at work most in the people. I'm amazed at how much talent there is, and it's not just the talent for the building, it's the talent for reaching out to community. It's people bringing whatever they've got and working together, and God uses that it's almost like baking a cake. All the ingredients come together at just the right time, and some amazing things have happened. We've always said it's not just about building.
God been so good to me. He knew what I needed, and he gave it to me right on time. Through this project, I've seen it out real good, because I have met so many wonderful people that believes in God, that's giving you a helping hand, because a lot of people don't give you a helping hand, but these people have helped. They have took time out of their day to do this, and I thank them. I thank them. I thank God for sending them.
It's incrementally getting better and better, and I think it's the best way for it to happen. If I just had some kind of come to Jesus moment overnight, then it probably wouldn't last. I think the key to any strong change is curing over time. And I've gone from perennially being late to these projects to being early to these projects, and I think for me that's a good indicator that I'm changing gradually. That's how God does it.
I think my life will be different because my faith is increased, just in situations like this where it seems like it's such a huge project or it's such a huge mountain that we have to climb to be successful. There's always that doubt of, is this actually going to work? But being a part of something like this really makes me know, not just know in a factual sort of way, but know in my heart that God will provide. No matter what situation you're in, no matter what your task is that he's given you, that he will always pave a way for you. And so that's just really, really awesome to know that he's going to be there no matter what.
It showed, like, in the beginning when we didn't have like the money or the materials, how like God provided and people like came together as a community, and it shows that we can do that if we have something that we set our minds to.
Yeah, that's what they said. That was pretty good.
It'll just make me more joyful and loving to others, and help me make more friends.
Things like this are not just a one-time experience and then walk away from it, but they are an experience that is ongoing, because the more we love, the more we want to give, and giving is part of this whole thing.
I mean, personally, I feel like we've been doing good and making a difference, and I kind of want to continue doing that.
We know we've been contributing to a good cause, and we've been making it easier for the lady that lives here, which is good to know. And we've known that now we've met this organization, so we probably might be helping out a lot more. Yeah.
I'll go back to, let me go back to a story that when I first came to WordServe, I joined a community group, and it was a community group that was led by Jim and Terry Leckie. And I believe it was our first night in this community group. So Terry's wanting to get to know everybody. We go around the table during dinner, and it comes to me, and so she looked at me and she said, "So what can you do?" And I guess I don't know why, but the words that came out of my mouth, I said, "I can build you a house." And so I got to be honest with you, I think the Lord made me say that, and little did I know where it was going to lead me. So having my background, my skills, I just see a perfect fit here, and being able to help out in these type of projects. But I think this is what God blessed me with. He gave me these abilities so that I could come here and do this. But
I want to help build more stuff for people, and I want to help people and stuff.
To be different is just to understand simplicity, that we add so much complexity to our lives, and we have a lot more time than what we think if we just put our neighbors in our focus and put God in our focus. Too many times I've had excuses that I don't have the time to help out. I've always got lots of distractions, but my life would be different now knowing that we can make time, need to make time, just so that we can make our neighborhoods better.
I saw a lot of hard work, and I've seen hard work has paid off, because I remember when we first started, everything was just plain dirt, and then after maybe 15 minutes, everything was green and grassy. So
This makes me want to be a part of a lot of these missions with other churches.
My biggest place where I've seen God is in Miss Sandra herself. We always go into these situations thinking we're going to minister to people, when in reality she ministers to me every day. I just had a conversation with her this morning that taught me about faith in a way that my life will never be the same. She has been through a lot, and she has held on to a faith in God, and she is a pillar in her family, and she is holding people together with that faith. And although it looks grim for her at times, she always has that hope. And when I talk to her, I get a sense of that. Even though she goes through hard times, and I know it's a struggle for her, every time I talk to her, she lifts me up and she ministers to me. That's how my life will be different, because of the relationships and the people. And
WordServe will be an inspiration to me. WordServe will be a beautiful picture of what church can be, and my life will be forever impacted, not just from this project, but from watching the people of WordServe live their faith out and love a community in a real way. I mean, I've never been around such incredible, joyful servants of Jesus, and my life will be different forever because of it.
Well, my life with this project is wonderful, because what I was staying in, it was falling in, and God said, well, it's time to build you a new house. What I mean is, the song say, I moved from my old house and I moved from my new house. Thank God you gave me a better life. And this is what he gave me. He gave me the people, the house. Now I know I got a friend to go to and say, thank you. I got a friend to go to and sit and talk to. A pastor, a secretary, the congregation. I can go to them now. That's it.
You're the joy, 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 light in my soul. The joy, joy, joy.